And now for our feature presentation.
Imagining standing on the edge of tomorrow. Behind you is your past, your childhood, your adolescence, your adulthood, your mistakes, your memories, your losses, your wins, all of the things that make you who you are, the people you've lost, the people you've gained, all behind you. And then you look before you and you see the infinite vastness of dark, the blackness of infinity. Herein lies the moment when you make a decision. All the things that you've ever wanted, ever dreamed of, lie before you as you stare into the abyss. But this abyss can be manifested like a canvas. You can add all the colors you like, the different hues, the vibrance, the ambiance, all the aesthetics and beauty that you want to create for your future. You're like Picasso with a paintbrush and access to every possible color imaginable. It's literally only your choice. The things that you desire, the time you've lost is inconsequential. You can now be the man you wanted to be, standing at the edge of tomorrow. But the question is, what are you willing to lose? What are you willing to sacrifice for everything? Even if it's just peace. What are you willing to give? In my life, I've lost many. I've lost a lot. And at the time of loss, I believe these things were mostly important. Girlfriends, jobs, money. The most important thing I've ever lost was time. And time is not our friend, but it can be our ally if you use it wisely. Standing at the edge of tomorrow, we're on the cusp of a world that will change forever. Rumors of war, society crumbling. All of these things are happening to distract you from the simple idea that you are the sole controller of your universe. That every decision you make from this point on will determine the future that you want. And in this world, it's not about blaming anyone for your mistakes, your shortcomings, or expecting anything from anyone. No one owes you anything, and nor do you. So at this point, you have a clean slate as far as the world is concerned. No matter what the future holds, despite all the turmoil and chaos, you are still the sole animator of your future. We don't know how long we have, but we know every day that you breathe, you have opportunity to make a change. You have an opportunity to change yourself, change the way you think. Understand that life is up to you. We tune out the blackness. We tune out the noise. We became ghosts. We chose this life. It didn't choose us. We made a decision because the life that was given to us was a life of turmoil, stress, and chaos. We've chosen to walk away. Now, at this particular moment, you may be scratching your head as to what I need to do. Some of you are on that path. Some of you are still wondering what your next move will be. And some of you have a clear idea of where you're going. And some of you are already there. But one thing we do know is that everything that you have now is everything that you've earned, whether it's a lot or a little. It's really up to you to determine how much of these things hold importance or how much are they just things you can walk away from. Remember, to be a ghost, to truly be a ghost, you have to live like the movie Heat. Be able to walk away from anything in less than 30 seconds when you spot the heat coming from around the corner. How many of those things do you actually have? How willing are you to walk away from your life? Now, I'm not saying all of us can do that. Some of us have children. Some of us have serious responsibilities to uphold. But for those who are single men and solo, are you willing to walk away from your life if you knew that on the other side of the horizon was freedom? How much value do you hold in the things that you own? Or is it the things you own actually own you? Your possessions, are you a slave to them? Are you a slave to the material world that you've created to make yourself feel comfortable, feel one with society? Are you willing to leave that for a new beginning? If it came down to it, could you be a refugee of your own life? Pack your bags and just walk away? Would people miss you? Does that even concern you? Would you just want to start over? When you're standing at the edge of tomorrow, it's literally anything you want it to be. But are you willing to make the risk? The reward is great, but so is the risk. Comfortability is a crutch. We try to find comfort in things that we create to make ourselves comfortable, no matter how temporal, how fleeting. Whether it's a woman's touch, a brief fling with a beautiful face that makes you feel like you are complete. Yet deep down you know that one day it will end. For whatever reason. Knowing what you know, there's no woman who actually has the aptitude to truly be what you desire. She will always fall into her selfish nature, and you will know it, and you'll walk away. The magic and the thrill will be gone. So how much of these things really matter? When it all is fleeting, in the end, when the smoke clears and the music's over and the curtain is drawn, you are alone again. Nothing wrong with that. It's a beauty in knowing the truth. It's a beauty in understanding how the world really works. But there's a fine moment in the back of your mind. There's something screaming loudly, saying this isn't the path I was chosen for. This is the life that it was given to me, that I was indoctrinated to believe is my reality. But it's really not. It's the world of everyone else, those comfortably tucked away in their homes, in their lives with their 9-to-5s and their wives and their children, thinking that being a workhorse is the final level in life. Some men cower under the protection of a woman. The strongest men become little boys when they get married. When they find a so-called wife, they depend on her for everything. I've even heard Mike Tyson, one of the most feared men in the sport of boxing even say that he wasn't really fully complete till he met his woman, and that under his woman, he's just a regular guy. He's not as fierce as he was anymore. That life for him is over because he's an old man, and he doesn't want to return to that life. But sometimes men use a woman as an excuse to bow out from being great. Some men, when they get married, it's like a scapegoat for them to stop chasing their dreams, for them to stop being better, for them to stop being great. Because having a woman makes them feel like they have a bigger responsibility than to themselves. So then they don't get judged as harshly if their life turns out not to be what it is or what they want it to be. They live through their children. But what about the men who haven't acquired these things? You have no excuse. There's no reason why you don't acquire your dreams. There's nothing you can possibly have that will keep you from being the man you want to be, except yourself, except your lack of drive or persistence. But that's what we're here for. We're here to destroy these things. These videos are as much for me as they are for you. I often listen to my own videos to motivate myself. And I start to suggest that all men make a vocal audio diary of your thoughts. Not to share on YouTube, just for yourself. Speak your diary. Speak your dreams into existence. Make a file. Keep it organized. And when you need to return to these things, when you lose motivation, you can do it. Every single one of you men own a smartphone that has the ability to take voice notes, to record audio, whatever you want. So you can record your ideas or just rant about life. And then go back to that video when life is improved and see how different you sound. See how much peace you've acquired. If you're going to have technology, you might as well utilize it to the best of your ability. My life has improved greatly since I started putting my thoughts in the atmosphere. It allowed me to purge myself of my demons. It allowed me to keep a record of who I used to be, so that I can always return back and know how far I've come. Because at one point I was broken. I was a man in deep pain. And I can hear that pain in my old videos. So I'm actually glad that I was able to have a reference so I can be appreciative of who I become now mentally and spiritually. I think you all should try this. It's very therapeutic, just like Black Ram would say, because it is. To have a daily diary. Sometimes when we're driving, we have these conversations in our mind. When we have a day that goes wrong or something doesn't go right. And usually, when you're a thinking man, you can retrace back to the moment when you should have done something differently. Maybe in a confrontation or a debate, something that mattered. You said something or didn't say something, and you regret because you wish you made a different decision. Or something that you should have done that you didn't do. And you missed an opportunity. So you keep a record of that, so that you can know to keep these thoughts alive. When these opportunities present themselves, you can make the right decision. We often do that. I have an issue with making decisions sometimes. I'm very indecisive. I can have a bunch of options and I can like them all. And it'll take me a long time to make a decision. It's serious like that. That's why I don't like shopping for clothes. Because it's hard for me to decide what I want. Shoes and things like that. But when I do make decisions, they're often final. Even in relationships, I can be pondering on whether a woman I need to leave or we need to stop this. She's not doing what she needs to do and I'm displeased. But it'll take me a long time to come to that decision, to leave or to stay. But when I finally make that decision, there's nothing in the universe that can change my mind. Some of you may be like that. But I know that this is one of my strengths as well as a weakness. It often makes me waste time. And and in the end, if I do make a decision out of feeling rushed, I usually regret that decision. And I want to go back and I want to try again. But when I take my time and I think it out and I really weigh it out, it might take me days, weeks, months. I finally make the call and it's done. Just like on my decision to leave the country, it took me almost a year or so to actually come to that conclusion because of fear, again, my indecisiveness, my nature. But then when I finally made a decision, I knew that this is what I wanted because I weighed every possible option, the pros, the cons, the risks, the rewards. And I realized that maybe, just maybe, this might be the right decision. And a lot of you men are the same. Even when I went into truck driving, it took me a while because I always thought of that being such a risky job, so hard and difficult. How could I manage to learn how to drive an 18-wheeler? The class seemed so rigorous. And I failed the first time. I went to trucking school. I went through all of that. 2 weeks and failed. 3 tries. I went back to the class, probably one of the ones who memorized the permit exam and helped other people pass. That's how much I memorized it. I got almost 100 on the permit exam and I failed the driving test. Like it was nothing. I was defeated, man. I wanted to cry. I drove all the way across the country to go to this school, literally. I drove from Atlanta all the way to Los Angeles just so I can go to trucking school, and I failed. But that was how much I wanted it. That was how much I wanted it. And I knew there was a trucking school in Georgia, but I knew I wanted to be in California. That's how much I wanted it. That's how much you have to desire something. You have to obsess over it. You have to want it more than you want anything. And nothing will stop you. And once you make that decision, your body will take over. Trust me. Once you become obsessed to something, your body will not allow you to not fulfill it. And I actually failed. Now, did that stop me? No. I promptly packed my things. I got in my car after I failed the class the same day, the same exact day as I failed. I had another class lined up just in case. And what did I do? I drove from California 4.5 hours to Phoenix to attend an entirely different school. And I did that trucking class outside in 100-degree weather, to the point they would tell us, keep water, drink Gatorade, because we're outside all day, literally 90 to 100 degrees, 110 degrees, testing, practicing backing up and memorizing the pre-trip exam all day. The class was literally 8 o'clock to around 3, 4 in the afternoon. In Phoenix, Arizona, where the temperatures can go between 100 to 110. But I was too determined. So when I got to the point when I had to take my driving exam and do my pre-trip, I had the pre-trip so memorized that the examiner was actually shocked at how well I knew it word for word. Because I practiced every night. I recorded myself reciting the different instruments on an 18-wheeler in the pre-trip, and I memorized it. They give you a script of the pre-trip exam for a trucking school, and I took it home and I examined it. I took videos of the whole truck and it being recited by the teacher, and I went home and I listened to the audio every day, over and over and over and over, and I watched it and I pointed out the parts, and I literally memorized 2 pages, 3 pages of a pre-trip word for word. I became so well at driving a truck because I previously already practiced driving. It got to the point that when I did, I was able to practice on an automatic truck. It was really the stick driving that was a problem. But once I got it down, I passed my exam. Just like that. And that was the beauty of determination. It did work out. And that struggle, that month of my life, literally changed my life forever. Literally. Everything about my life changed. I was never broke again. I was never struggling again. Now, for any other brothers in this listening to my voice, they'll tell you, truck driving is a very, very hard job. Very difficult. But a lot of potential and reward. But I just remember never having to worry about money again. Because I worked 7 days a week. Now, being a company driver, you don't really make the potential that you're supposed to make until you become an owner-operator. That's when you make the real money. And that's the potential of it. You save up 20 grand, you get your credit good, you buy your truck. They literally have the technology that'll help you create your own business and take care of yourself, especially as a single man, being an owner-operator. The potential is insane. The amount of money you can make just for yourself. But as I digress, what I'm saying is, at some point, I was standing at the edge of my tomorrow. I was looking at my life in the past, all the struggles, all the breakdowns, all the just not having. Didn't know where my life was going, but I was standing at the edge of tomorrow, and I made a decision. I told myself, this can't be my life anymore. And everything in my being made sure that I accomplished this goal. And I was rewarded for it. Everything just worked out. But all of us have that moment when you're standing at the precipice of changing your life. Changing everything about your life. And you have to stand there and you have to recognize it. You have to feel it and know that once you make this decision, everything will change. You just have to go through the fire, man. You just have to walk through the flames of truth about yourself. And I promise you, you will be baptized in fire, and on the other side, you will be gleaming, diamond-hearted, shield shimmering. I promise you. Because that is how life works. That's what I know. But you gotta be willing to make the decision when you're standing at the edge of tomorrow. And you know it. You know that everything behind you is nothing. It's gone. It means nothing. It has no value to you. So now, everything you have to gain in life lies before you. No matter what it is, you have to know that everything you desire is at your fingertips. No matter what it is, I don't care how big it is, how crazy it sounds. How crazy it sounds to your friends and family. Who cares what they think? This is your life at the end of the day. Because they're going to live theirs and you have to live yours. Their decisions are their decisions. Your decisions are your decisions. Your choice. I want you to really take this video and apply it to your life. I really want you to start making voice memos of your thoughts, of your ideas, of your plans, and let yourself go on autopilot. Become obsessed about something. But you gotta make the choice to obsess about it, whether it's going back to school, learning a new skill, getting in shape, making more money. You have all the resources that you can ever desire at your fingertips. You can literally ask your phone any question about any subject and get the answer. Or there's somebody online, on YouTube, somewhere who has the answer to your question. How? How do I do something? There's literally 1 billion people online with the proper information. Anything you want. There's people literally teaching you how to become these things, how to become an IT specialist, how to become anything, a chef, whatever you want. The answers are there. All I'm doing is giving you the push. That's my whole job. Is to get you over your humps, let you disown your past. Cut it off like a gangrenous limb. The thing that stops us men from achieving is we're always holding on to our past. We always hold on to the potentiality of people. You love that girl, but you're in love with the idea of her, not who she is. You're in love with the illusion that she projects. Not even her. It's the illusion that you project. The illusion that you projected in your mind about this woman. That broke you. And that's fine. But understand that you're hurt over nothing. Something that never existed. It was all in your mind. She was never the woman you thought she was. You let her go. Let that fragment of your memory and your fantasy go. It's never real. It never was. And it's fine. Men like us, we're meant to be disappointed by this current batch of women. We have too much value in ourselves. Too much value in what we want. We know what we want out of life. So when we meet a woman, we know what we want out of her. But oftentimes, over time, you'll be disappointed. Not saying that there's a potential that maybe you can meet one that just checks off most of the boxes you desire. But it's going to be hard. And you also can't be in your own way, too. You can't believe every human being is wicked, or every woman is wicked. But you have to believe you have the strength and the know-how that no matter what she does, she can't destroy you. See, that was our weakness before. Now, there isn't a woman alive that can destroy me. And I know that you feel the same way. So it really doesn't matter, because you know what to do and what not to do. You know the signs, you know the flags, and you know when to walk away. You've acquired that strength. But even if you don't require a woman, you do require success. You do require the Most High. You do require the things in your life to be tailor-made and fitted to your specifications, so that you can find the optimal level of peace in your life. You want to sleep at night knowing that you've done all you can do to be great, even if it's great to yourself. We're not here to please the world. We're here to make the Most High pleased with us and to be at peace. That's it. Find that little space in your world where you can have quiet and joy and laughter, whether it's with people or by yourself, whether it's living in the forest or in the big city, whatever you want. Even if you care for material things, even if you like to dress nicely and you like nice vehicles, nice home, nice things, that's perfectly fine. Whatever you think is beauty, whatever you think is right, it's right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what people say, what they think. It doesn't matter. These people, most of them outside of your close close brothers, I promise you, I tell you this, there are people that you think are going to be in your life forever that 5 years from now, you won't even know if they're alive. You won't even know if they exist. There are women that you think you love now, especially for you younger men, that you're going to be in my age, and you're not even going to remember their names. You're not even going to, they'll be so vague, you can't even remember the details of how she looks. She's just a ghost, a vapor. You can't even remember the details of how her voice sounded, how her body felt. It'll be a long gone memory. So don't get wrapped up in how it makes you feel when someone leaves you. Because over time you heal, and those people become mist. And it's fine. You keep moving. You keep walking your path. And those that are meant to be around will be your brothers. And those are the men you look out for. Those are the men you care for. Those men that you've known since elementary school that always been the brothers you never had. And you're going to lose some of them too. And if you get down to 1 or 2, maybe 3, consider yourself lucky. Consider yourself very blessed. Understand that. So when you're standing at the edge of tomorrow and you're looking out on your future and it looks black, it looks dark, remember to pick up that bucket of color and you throw it against that canvas and you start creating your own utopia, your own masterpiece of a life, your own work of art. And you marvel at it one day. When you look back and you see the beautiful life that you created for yourself, you will marvel at what you've created. Your very own masterpiece of an existence, because you took the opportunity to step forward when you were staring at the edge of tomorrow. And you'll be forever blessed and forever a joy. And the Most High will be pleased with you. And He'll continue to bless you. This I promise. Once again, you're listening to the Thinking Man's Temple, the place where we say one red pill life far outweighs a billion blue pill lives, and with the soldiers can come in from the wall, remove their armor, drop their swords, and have conversations with like-minded men. And indeed, gentlemen, once again, I'm at your service, dispelling the lies of life and bringing truth forward so that we can all exist in our own personal universe, in our own masterpiece. And as always, make sure you cover your 6, gentlemen. Times are getting real crazy out here. You know it, I know it. But remember, we're just ghosts. We're not really here anyway. So who cares? Stay solid.